Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking you through the minimum order values plugin for CubeCart version 5, available from noodleman.co.uk. This plugin's come about from lots of requests from various people, everyone wanting to do things slightly differently with minimum orders. Some people want to apply a minimum order to a specific product. Some want to apply it to all products in a specific category. Some people want to mash the two together and have some categories with order value set and products as exceptions. Lots of people want to do it different ways. So I've kind of used this information to put this plugin together and built it with all of those considerations in mind. So the first thing you'll notice about this plugin is license information. This is standard in all of my plugins. You can't actually use the plugins unless you have a valid license. If you want to demo this software and try before you buy, simply just request a license key from me and I will send you a demo key. Okay, so getting into the specifics of this plugin, there are only two things to configure, nice and simple. The first thing is the apply minimum order values to, and you can choose to apply minimum orders to categories, to products, or both products and categories. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to run through first of all categories and then products, and I'll just do a couple quick run-throughs for both as well. So categories, the minimum order value type. We want to apply minimum orders to price, or do we want minimum quantities, or do we want both? Again, I'm just going to go with categories and price just for the first run through. So we are focusing on categories, so let me go and look at some of my test categories here. I've got two categories at the moment. I'm just going to pick this first one, test category, and you can see here that we have some minimum order values. We've got a minimum quantity defined and a minimum order value. Now remember, we're only really working with the minimum order value because that's what we've configured, price. So the minimum order value for this particular category is $100. Now that's not $100 for any specific product within this category, that's the accumulation of whatever quantity of products your customer may have put in their cart from this category. So, you know, if you've got a product of $10, they will need to purchase 10 of them to get to your $100. If you have, every product in this category is $10, then they purchase one of each at $10, 10 separate products to get to the $100. So we can see we've got 8 here and $100, so I'll just make sure this is saved. And I'm going to go over to the front end. So this is just the test store, and I'm going to go into my test category. And the first thing we can see here is this category has a minimum order value of $100. This is dynamic. You can add this information about categories and also the minimum quantities for categories. This is all driven through your template engine, so you can make this say whatever you want it to say and make it look how you need it to look for your skin for your site. So just information for the customer here that's what they need to keep in mind. So I'm going to add this item to my basket, and we can see it's a $10 item, and at the moment I've got an error message that tells me the category test category has a minimum order value of $100. Well, I'm only at 10, so clearly I need to spend some more money. You'll also notice here the checkout button is missing. You don't get the checkout button until your cart is valid. So I'm going to just choose 9, just to see if I can cheat the system. $90. Nope, still not at the 100. Still don't have the checkout button. So let's choose my 10 items. $100. The error's now gone away. I can continue to the checkout. The button has reappeared, so we can continue shopping and spend our money. So I'm going to show you another configurable option now, which is the same kind of thing, but let's choose products, and I'm going to do quantity this time just to show you a different flavour. So the first thing I'll just show you is, because we've now configured products, the text here about the category requirements has gone away. Let's go into the product, and here, because we're using quantity, this product has a minimum order quantity of 3 units. So the information here, again, dynamic, like we saw in the category. Let's first of all empty the basket before we put new products in. Okay, add to basket, view basket, Now we can see that this test product has a minimum order quantity of 3. Now let me just go back to the admin section and show you this product. Test product. We'll click on this. Okay, so you see here we've got minimum order values. So same as the category information, we've got a minimum quantity, which is 3, and a minimum order value. Now, we're only going to be using the quantity here because that's what we've configured. And we can see here it matches. Test product has a minimum order quantity of 3. Update my basket with a quantity of 3. I can now continue to the checkout. So you can use any combination of these to build what you need for your requirements. So I'm going to now get a bit funky and set it to both. And I'm going to empty the cart and I'm going to start again. So I'm going to add one product from my test category, and you can see this category has got a couple of rules set. I'm going to do the same from my my other test category. We can see it's already giving me errors here, so view the basket. We can see we've got lots of errors here, but then I'm enforcing quite a lot of rules. So test product has a minimum order price of $40. Okay, well, test product, it's $10 each, so I'm going to need 4 of those. So let's update the basket. Okay, so that's got rid of the first few errors. Now we see noodles product has a minimum order quantity of 3. Okay, update the basket. Well, now we can see some of the category information is overriding the product information, because we always go to the highest denominator. So here we can see that category noodle test has a minimum order quantity of 4. Okay, let's update my other product. That's dealt with that one. But we can see my other category has a minimum quantity of 8. So remember, the product was configured as 4, but our category is 8. So we're going to go to 8 because that's the highest level there. Okay, so I've got my 8, but now we can see that we haven't met the requirements here, the $30 and $100 for each category. So I need even more products. So 10 and $30. So let's have another. And there we go, I can now check out. Now, that's a really extreme example. I imagine most people probably wouldn't want to enforce all of those options. You can actually change any of the options at product or category level to be a 0, and to demonstrate that, I can just set these to 0. And it basically means we're not enforcing any of those values, so it's just removing the value for that product. So if you want to, example, have a category minimum value, but you wanted to enforce a minimum quantity for one product in that category, you can configure these values at category level, and then come into your one product that you want to be the exception, and just add your overrides in here. Okay, so that's pretty much this module in a nutshell. If you have any questions about it, then just let me know. Drop me some messages either through YouTube, through the support portal in the shop, or or through CubeCart forums. Thank you very much.